Hey again, everyone. It's Tyler Cavalli, Jacob Roth. We're back here in the star city of Lincoln, Nebraska. Yet again, another stop of KRVN Sizzling across Nebraska, the Red Meat Road Trip. As this time, we are at HF Crave. I'm excited about this one. This is, again, these are different, obviously, here in Lincoln, and we've experienced that so far. And I'd never really heard about this place, and so this is going to be a fun one.
This is one of the few ones that I've been to, and Tyler hasn't. Granted, being on for Eastern Nebraska makes a little bit more sense that I've been out to this one. Really excited. It's been a while since I've had it. Been out in Central Nebraska for a while now, so it's been a minute, but excited to kind of get a refresher, get a memory, but I think we're in for a pretty good one here if memory serves.
Oh, we were just in there for a second, came out, and it's a really cool spot. And I'm excited to see how they have Nebraska beef integrated into here. Hollenbeck Farms kind of owns this whole thing as well, so learn how this is all integrated together.
Yeah, figure out how it kind of all ties together and kind of learn more. Excited to know, obviously, more of the background of everything as opposed to just it's a good burger type of spot.
All right, so let's learn more about HF Crave, one of the stops, of course, on the Nebraska Beef Passport Program, our latest stop of KRVN Sizzling across Nebraska. Thanks to our great sponsors, Cross Diamond Cattle, Cross Diamond Meats, both in Bertrand. The Nebraska Beef Passport Program, obviously put on by Nebraska Beef Council, the Nebraska Cattlemen, and the Dawson County Cattlemen as well. So let's learn more about HF Crave on this episode of KRVN Sizzling across Nebraska. Hey again, it's Tyler Cavalli, Jacob Roth with KRVN Radio as we are back here in Lincoln as we're talking to a new location that is on the Nebraska Beef Passport and, of course, KRVN Sizzling across Nebraska Red Meat Road Trip. This time we're at HF Crave, and we're talking to Nikki Hollenbeck, who is one of the owners here at HF Crave. And Nikki, you are a busy person, not only here, but outside as well, trying to keep things going at home, which then I think keeps things going here as well.
Absolutely, yes. We have been very busy. Summers are busy for cattle people. Yeah.
Let's talk about this place in particular and really the origin of how you guys got this started, because this is not your first location.
No, we had a south location here in Lincoln. Originally, we were selling beef at a farmer's market, and people enjoyed our products, and so they asked if they could come down, eat a burger at a restaurant, and so that planted a seed that became a restaurant and has grown into a full-service restaurant here in Central Lincoln.
And talk about when that kind of all got started and then how long it took to get into the restaurant side of things.
Okay. Well, the restaurant opened in 2012. On the south side, it was fast casual, and the farmers market had been several years prior to that, just going out, selling retail beef, cooking beef on a grill out at the market. So several years to do that. But then when the restaurant concept was introduced, that was a relatively quick process, and that location opened and then operated for what was about 6 years and did well there. And then as we just kind of got into the concept of restauranting, we thought we really want an opportunity to bring people in and to have supper with them. We kind of thought we want people to come and sit. We wanted to share our story. We wanted to hear about people's story. We just wanted to be in community with people, and so full service made more sense for us. Yeah.
Nikki, that's going to be exciting for you going back to when people were buying your beef at the farmer's market and saying, I really wish I could just get this at a burger or at a restaurant. That says a lot about what you guys have done in terms of back at the ranch and farm.
Right. It was exciting when you have a product that everybody's happy about. I think burgers have become a niche-y thing. And so when you have really quality beef, really good quality beef within that burger, you can add anything to it and your burger's still going to be amazing. So the enhancements are kind of secondary to just great quality beef, and then the seasonings that we've come up with that don't detract from the flavor and the quality of the beef, but just enhance it.
So you really kind of figured things out then over the last couple of years in terms of seasonings and what goes all into it.
I hope so. Yeah, our customers seem to think so. So we're still selling burgers. So yeah.
And this is kind of a different perspective than we've been able to have so far on our Red Meat Road Trip as we've gone all over the place. But having someone that is the producer and the restaurant side and it all kind of being bundled into one, you've been through both sides of what was COVID, as it was difficult on one side, and I mean just difficult in general. Talk a little bit about what that kind of did and how it kind of helped push forward this vision of having a more slower paced community, want to sit down and talk with you type of restaurant, as opposed to that old fast food stop, which I brought up in the intro. I went to several times, so I was familiar with it before. I've never been to this location because I moved away. But what did kind of COVID do to push that forward?
Okay, well, I mean, I think everyone was pretty greatly affected by COVID, but for us specifically, it just got us to thinking of how critical our food supply is. We were short of a lot of things. I think supply was a really tricky thing for a lot of people. So not only were we being reduced in numbers and our ability to sell, but being able to obtain product anywhere was really tough. So being able to grow a lot of the things that we use here in the restaurant became more important to us. And then being able to focus on just raising cattle and providing a good quality product. We were able to focus on that more. Burgers and waffle fries are a really great delivery item. So we were able to stay afloat with just JR and I and one cook in the kitchen, just slinging burgers and sending them out the door, quite literally. So it basically just was a reset for us, and it just helped us refocus on like what's important to people, knowing where their food comes from, knowing what they're eating, like knowing that we're a scratch kitchen and we literally know every ingredient in everything that we serve. So that helped with like dietary restrictions, food allergies, things like that. So I think the slowdown was good for us because we had not been open at this location for just short of a year when that all came to pass. But then we realized people really wanted quality beef, and they wanted beef in their refrigerator. And so there was a great demand for that, and we were able to source that for a time period, and then we're refocusing on building a herd and still being able to source all the beef that we use here in the restaurant. Yeah.
And again, we're talking with Nikki Hollenbeck with Hollenbeck Farms, Crave, HF Crave. Mm-hmm. Talk about the operational side a little bit. Is again, it's kind of a new perspective. It's where it's so close. We've had a couple pretty much farm to table, but it's as close as you can get in this instance. Talk about the kind of different things you need to work through being on both sides of the equation.
Oh gosh, well, we have weather and, and we never have any control over that. So, we watched tomatoes go up to like $50 a crate, and so we just always are praying that the weather is good and that the garden is successful, and provides all those things for us. So from the operational standpoint, I think that's it. It's that a lot of times when we can't grow those things, then we're at the mercy of what things are being sold for. And fruits and vegetables, you see those prices fluctuate. I think eggs were crazy, here at one time. And so having a farm to be able to get those things from is critical. To be able to continue to have just really great food and not be worried about what it costs to provide that. So there have been things where we decided we wanted Brussels sprouts on a burger, and then so my husband said, well, how do you grow Brussels sprouts? And I said, I have no idea, but the internet knew, and so we're now growing Brussels sprouts.
Wow.
So it's just being able to say, okay, what do our customers want, and then how can we provide that, and being able to grow it or raise it is a pretty fun thing.
I don't know how often the restaurant's looking at the farm saying this is what we need, and the farm adapts, but it's a cool scenario for sure. Talk a little bit about your location, because it's in a really, really nice spot, right on a nice intersection. Talk about that.
Yeah. Well, we are situated in between Nebraska Wesleyan and East Campus. So we do get a lot of, we also have the the dental college, the law college, and I think ag is just down the street from us as well. So we get a lot of support from them, a lot of support from the faculty. We're in a wonderful building that's full of residents, which equal employees at times. So we've been able to draw from that resource. This location has put us, just at we're on a great intersection here, well traveled. We're not far from the interstate. We're not far from I don't think it's called the Lancaster Event Center anymore. It's something new, and I apologize, I don't know what that is.
Everybody knows what you're talking about.
But we get a lot of people from there. There's a lot of people that can appreciate a good burger that are over there for various events that they hold. And I just think that the community here in general, we get so many regulars that are just from here and this area, and they were just so happy to have something new on this side of town, they say, and we're not downtown, so we don't have to deal with a lot of game day, Husker craziness, and so it's kind of like that just nice little tucked away place here. So I think we love it here. Yeah.
Nikki, let's go back to talking about raising the beef. First off, is it Angus beef that you guys have going that you're serving, and then if it is, the process, raising it, and then eventually how it ends up here on someone's table.
Okay, yes, it is Angus. We raise black Angus. And like I said, during COVID, our numbers for our herd were dramatically decreased. So we're still continuing to source Angus beef, which we take primals, and then we grind in-house. So everything that we're serving is fresh. We don't freeze any of our beef here, and a lot of our produce is also it's pretty fresh. When I can go out there and pick an onion and then bring it here and cut it, prepare it and cut it and serve it the same day, that's pretty fresh. But as far as the beef goes, the way that we were doing it prior to our current process is we were raising and then we were processing that through a local meat locker, which we had you build a great relationship with them, and then you just it's really kind of a fun thing when you know that you're taking it from the beginning to the end, and you're sourcing it all the way through. My husband's family's been in the cattle business since 1901, so it's a legacy for him, of maintaining that, and so yeah, I think that cattle is an expensive hobby that he gets to call a business now. Yeah. So that's where we're at with it.
And I'm sure for your husband, it's got to be really cool to see, again, being able to share what he's done and his family's done for so many years, over 100 years now, with the masses.
Yeah, he really enjoys that, and anyone who knows him knows he loves to talk about the farm. He loves to talk about anything to do with cattle. He's a big genetics guy. If he could be raising show quality cattle as well, he would be doing that too. But this restaurant keeps us pretty busy. Yeah.
You guys been a part of the Nebraska Beef Passport program. Talk about why you guys are a part of it and how that's been going for you.
I think that it was just really important for us to also help with just getting some exposure out there of what people are doing here in the state of Nebraska, just all the things that are going on that people don't know about, and how important it is. Not just, we were row cropping, and beans and corn are really important, but beef is here too. So I think that being able to be in partnership with that program and just bring more awareness to what's going on and how important it is and how it sustains us as a flyover state. That was a pretty neat thing for us to be a part of.
You talked about some of the burgers that you have here on your menu. What else do you guys offer?
Well, we have expanded our menu. We like to travel, and I have roots in Texas. We have family roots in Alabama, so we like to bring some of the fun things from there. On the menu, we've had an Aunt Nancy's baked potato, where we've taken our barbecue that we smoke and we've loaded that on top of a potato, and we've made an Alabama white barbecue sauce. To take some, because we are scratch, we can kind of have fun with our menu. So we've been able to bring some things to Nebraska that you wouldn't typically see on menus in other places, and kind of get creative with it. We've got a guacamole bite that I don't think you can find anywhere else in town. that is really, really pretty good. And our kitchen just works really hard to come up with fun, creative things using all the ingredients that we can. And we're not growing avocados. That would be pretty cool. Not yet. Yeah, I don't know that we want to get into that, but yeah. So yeah, we've tried. I think we're coming up with an elote burger. I don't know if that's public information yet, but a way to use corn, and bring that in. So we've had several fun corn style burgers and stuff too. So yeah, our menu is it's pretty simple, but it's pretty creative and fun too. And we have a lot of fun with what we name things on our menu. In the past, we've allowed customers to kind of compete with naming things, and then we've had votes, and so customers have been able to be a part of it in that way. So yeah.
If the elote burger was not public information, it will be
Yeah.
shortly.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about, obviously you highlighted things that just got my mouth watering.
Yeah.
What would you recommend? Other people are going to be coming through to do the beef passport and they're just looking over your menu, don't know what to pick. What would you recommend is the best thing for us and everybody listening to give a try that really puts the best foot forward for HF Crave here in Lincoln?
Okay. Well, I would say first come hungry. Wear elastic pants, and then I would say order yourself some guac bites, and then get any of our scratch dips or homemade recipes, and to pair with that for your entree. A couple different things. If you are a burger person, the stuffed pepper jack burger is a crowd favorite. It's a stuffed jalapeno popper burger. And then there's a sauce on that burger that is a pretty unique sauce that people have asked us for the recipe for, and we have managed to hold tightly to. And then I would say for dessert, and that's paired with waffle fries or sweet potato fries. We recently went to beef tallow oil. And that has made a big difference in the quality of the fry or the taste of our fried foods. So you'll get more of the flavor of the actual fried food rather than the taste of the oil. So beef tallow oil is a fun new thing for us. And then for dessert, that's a toss-up for me because I'm a sweets person. But we have a fried ice cream on the menu that's amazing. And then we also have a homemade peach cobbler. So yeah, and then we're in the process of rolling out a new menu. So there's a lot of neat things to come soon for fall. Yeah.
Well, finally, Nikki, as we wrap things up, again, talk about your location and the hours that you are open as well.
Okay. We're located on the corner of 48th and Holdridge. We are in the business portion of the Square at 48 building. Here we have amazing parking available for you. We are open 7 days a week, and Friday and Saturday evenings we're open till 10, and it's 9 p.m. every other day of the week. So there isn't a day that you'll decide you're hungry that we aren't open. So.
All right, very good. Again, that is Nikki Hollenbeck, who's one of the owners of HF Crave. Make sure you stop by and get your passport stamped, and just check things out if you're here in Lincoln. Again, this is part of KRVN's Sizzling Across Nebraska. All right, we're back once again here at HF Crave. Tyler Cavalli, Jacob Roth, along with you here of KRVN Sizzling Across Nebraska. What a enjoyable conversation and experience with Nikki Hollenbeck, who is one of the owners, along with her husband and JR. And really, once again, awesome to hear the truly ranch farm to table here at HF Crave.
And I also realized when I was thinking about it more, this is not the first stop that we've had on the beef passport like that. The loading chute out in Hampton also had that. But it's still a unique thing that you don't see all that often. And they seem like they went even farther than it just being the black Angus beef they raise. It's some of the fruits, it's some of the vegetables. I mean, it's all sorts of things that they're doing their best to have as much of it be from their farm to your plate at their restaurant. It's a really cool stop and really kind of cool story as they kind of had to get things figured out like everybody did right around that COVID time, and from how busy we've seen it when we've been here, seems like it was pretty successful.
Yeah, no, it's been really nice to see how things have expanded in their last 5-6 years or so, from basically the farmers market to now a second location, a newer location. And so that's really goes to show you, and again, to see Nebraska and support Nebraska.
You know, really, really cool deal, supporting local beef, and that's why they joined up on the passport, and it all makes sense.
Make sure you stop by HF Crave here in Lincoln, one of the stops in the Nebraska Beef Passport Program. Thanks to our great sponsors, Cross Diamond Cattle, Cross Diamond Meats in Bertrand, the Nebraska Beef Passport put on by the Nebraska Beef Council, the Nebraska Cattlemen, and the Dawson County Cattlemen as well. Again, another great stop here of trying truly all things Nebraska and Nebraska beef at HF Crave in Lincoln. He's Jacob Roth. I'm Tyler Cavalli for KRVN.